win. Crawford had knocked out 11 straight throws before going the distance with Madrimov back in August of 2024.
Madrimov is the biggest opponent he's faced as a pro, and it seemed largely because of the size his most difficult. And that was 2 divisions south here.
Boxing experts felt as though Alvarez needed to be under pressure early. Crawford at times has been a slow starter, sometimes by design.
Alvarez is a master at his body position and taking ground and making the ring small, subtly and quickly in fights. In that first round, you see him doing that right here. He's just slowly taking ground and he's forcing Crawford to give up with it. That can unnerve an opponent over time. That can drain an opponent. I want to see how Crawford answers that tonight.
As is often the case on this level, you're dealing with 2 of the highest boxing IQs in the game, very fast processors, and they are stunning each other right now. Big right hand from Canelo blocked.
Body shot got through for Alvarez. 2 good shots for Alvarez.
First 2 real punches of the fight.
Bad angle for me, that right hand. Been blocked.
By the way, the 2 first clean punches of the fight for Crawford.
Crawford shakes off that right hand offering of Alvarez, and now changes his level. Under a minute to go here, round 1.
Everything Canelo's thrown so far, it's been with force, but it's been blocked.
That attempt also blocked by Crawford.
The way Canelo throws, you better block those. That one landed, left hook to the body.
Good shot from Canelo. Crawford can't give up too many of those.
That's where you find out, is Crawford big enough? Can he take those kind of shots?
Over time.
Hey. Just give me that little bit more breath. So one every once in a while. Little bit. That's a little bit of breath. See if you body. Alright? But make sure when you throw your jab, throw it to the hand. Throw it to his hand. And see if you're close enough to throw the double jab. Alright? You give him on that angle.
Crawford's coming behind a triple jab, landed a nice clean shot on the ear and the side of the chin of Canelo. One single shot from Crawford. Didn't hurt Canelo, but Crawford needs to land those kind of shots to get in a lather and get in a rhythm.
And the other punch did not land, but it forced Canelo's glove into his head, which made it look like it landed. The right hand. Did you like that clean left from Crawford? Did you like the left hook to the body and the greater activity from Canelo?
And you might have heard Brian McIntyre looking for Crawford to employ a few more feints here early round 2.
He needs to not only get the feints, but the jab. Womack asked for the jab, and he has to continue to do that to try to keep Canelo at bay, though Canelo is a great counterpuncher, but it also helps Crawford get into a rhythm. But that shot right there that Canelo landed, and he's landed in the first round, is a shot he uses often with southpaws. He doesn't throw the punch with a necessarily arm or where he thinks they're going to be. It may not look hard, but it's a hard shot, and Crawford has to find a way to not give up too many of them.
Crawford has landed cleanly and has reddened Canelo's face this round, but I think more importantly, he has to make Canelo believe that he's fighting a real super middleweight, that he's fighting another guy his size.
Nice slip there by Crawford, getting off the center line.
Canelo is not a jabber. It's not something he does very often. His gift is pressuring your feet and cutting off the ring, like we talked about in the first round, and making that ring seem a lot smaller than it actually is. And you see him doing this right here.
Partial land to the body by Alvarez. Under 2 minutes here, round 2.
Crawford not only has to jab, good exchange from both guys.
Crawford touched Alvarez on the way in.
But he also has to feint that's to look like he's going to do something even when he's not. It keeps the harder puncher off balance, keeps him thinking, and allows Crawford to land shots that may not be knockout shots, but shots that get respect and good points.
Crawford's doing some good work. But now the question is, if and when Canelo lands cleanly upstairs, what happens? That has not happened yet. And he is a big, strong super middleweight.
Now he looks a lot different tonight than he did yesterday at the weigh-in.
Rehydrated. There was no rehydration clause, by the way. Canelo can weigh whatever he wants tonight. After making weight yesterday morning.
And Crawford seemed none too concerned with any of that news. As he partially works the body as Alvarez exits. Getting a little bit more combination from Crawford here in the early going. Under 30 seconds to go round two.
Crawford got Canelo in the back foot just a moment.
Canelo used to be.
Hold on a second now. You got to believe Canelo was looking for a counter, even though his back is against the rope.
Right, Canelo used to be a masterful counterpuncher with his back against the ropes. He liked taking opponents there and countering.
Round two of the books.
Crawford slowly started to land a few more shots. Canelo landed that left hook, and Crawford answered with a right hook, missed the left hook. But that's what Crawford has to do when Canelo comes forward. He can't be mindless with his defense. He has to be defensively responsible, but he has to start countering Canelo more and more to get that respect.
You saw Crawford land the check hook as Canelo was landing the body shot, which took something off of the body shot. But in the lower weight divisions, that check hook may have produced more of an effect.
Give it more. You have to get it.
You know what you're doing. You ready to go?
WWE star power with us tonight. Triple H alongside Stephanie McMahon. Great to have them with us as we arrive at round three of the mega fight. Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford.
The fight is still early, but Crawford has had inactivity over the last 2 or 3 years. Good shot right there from Canelo. But the inactivity or the rust has not shown. It looks like Crawford is fresh, and that he might have needed that rest at least at his age. He'll be 38 right after this
He
fight.
doesn't look like a rusty fighter so far.
Yeah, much was made of that angle. Also the angle that Alvarez had fought 520 rounds as a pro, 245 for Crawford.
What you do notice, he doesn't look so much smaller than Canelo, really. At least the effect hasn't shown up in the ring. But you do notice Crawford is doing the better boxing so far. Not by a lot, but by some. But the effect, the punches' effect on Canelo is not like the punches' effect on lighter weight fighters through 2.5 rounds.
In these moments right here, these last 30, 40 seconds, even though Crawford is landing some shots, Canelo's trying to send a message to Crawford with the punches he's throwing and the pressure he's applying. So far, Crawford hasn't gotten them in.
We might have seen Skipper Kelp's unofficial scorecard gave Crawford rounds 1 and 2.
I could see it. I thought the first could have gone either way. I could see giving the second to Crawford.
Good body shot right there from Canelo. A signature left hook to the body.
Yeah, that's a good sign for Canelo Alvarez. Skipper Kelp, talk to us.
Right now, Crawford just doing a better job of managing the distance of the fight. He's where he wants to be right now.
Good point.
Crawford got that right hand in the way of that body shot from Alvarez. Both guys landing below 20% here early on.
You study Canelo Alvarez, you gotta know that he'll have 3 or 4 times around where he presses. You can sense it, you can see it in his body language, but then he needs to rest. So Crawford is trying to press and stand his ground more when Canelo wants to rest. This is what you see right now.
This breaks Canelo's forward momentum. Can't get ahead of steam going.
That's the most responsible time to build up points against Crawford is when Canelo wants to rest.
Good response by Crawford after Alvarez touched the body.
Yeah, we know that Crawford is the sharper boxer. What we haven't seen yet is what happens if and when Canelo lands something hard upstairs. Canelo likes to change levels, but so far the hard shots have been all downstairs, but it's not going to be that way all night.
Some useful body work from Canelo Alvarez in round 3.
Beautiful. Hey. Downstairs. But what you're doing is you're setting a trap for him because you know you're gonna try to come with that wild shit. Alright? But it's a test. Soon as you watch you get ready to go, maybe get low and then go. You can't just go. When you get a frustrated, it doesn't make it enough.
Cerrado, ya te leyó ese gancho.
Very close. So that's the second. Whenever the game
Mueve la cintura.
you have to move your hips a little bit and remember, you're really getting close distance. You need to work the shoulders away. Come back. Always listen. He's coming back. He's not coming back as quick as you could, but he's coming back right now.
Irving Magic Johnson was not going to miss being front row for Canelo versus Crawford. Here we go, just like that, round 4 of a possible 12.
So far, however you have it scored, and I suspect it's something like 2-1 Crawford. Skipper Cut may have it 3-0 because he gave the first to Crawford, which Crawford may have won with the only clean shot of the round. So far, Crawford is fighting his fight, and he has neutralized Canelo's offense.
Those counters are very, very important. You want to get your respect? That's how you do it.
Those were hard shots upstairs that seemed to bother Canelo and enrage him.
Alvarez presses forward, but got touched on the way out by Crawford.
On the one hand, if you're Crawford good, Canelo loses control. On the other hand, if he turns it into a kind of hunt you down fight, maybe that makes Canelo more dangerous at the sides. That was the first real bad intentions shot that partially landed upstairs.
Now that was a good shot right there. Right on the button for Canelo Alvarez. And Terence Crawford took it away.
He took it well. That's what I've been waiting to see.
Right up the guard now for Crawford. Shortly after Canelo had landed his most consequential strike of the fight, and now the right hand there.
Crawford's got to make that adjustment. Canelo seems to be able to land that right hand, overhand right, and the straight right as often as he wants to.
Well, I feel like Crawford's catching it mostly with his glove, Andre.
But you don't have to land clean to inflict damage.
That's right.
It's not something you want to give a guy like Canelo early in this fight.
And then Canelo just hit him hard in the chest with that right hand. And that's the first real clean, hard power shot upstairs that landed cleanly for Canelo.
Alvarez starting to open up here. 1 minute to go in round 4.
Good moments from Canelo. Downstairs, upstairs, good counter, but Canelo's getting a bit of a groove right here.
When Canelo got his dander up, he started becoming more effective as an aggressive fighter. Can Crawford convince him not to be so aggressive with some power shots?
That's a significant left hook from Crawford there a moment ago. Calls up with a jab now.
Side movement from Crawford, nothing fancy. Fundamental boxing is to keep Canelo Alvarez just off balance, just enough.
Alvarez commits to the right hand alone.
exchange from both fighters. That left hook that Canelo's been landing. Uppercut from Terrence Crawford. A 2-3 piece from Terrence Crawford. Letting Canelo know you cannot reach for me without me trying to teach you a lesson. And that was the best punch of the fight thus far. Crawford took it well, but Canelo's starting to find a home for the right hand as Terrence Crawford is in the southpaw stance.
Two clean right hands upstairs from Canelo, particularly the first one. Crawford took him out.
Try this punch with the body. You have to do it with the A, with a little higher.
WWE superstar Logan Paul. Not necessarily the crowd favorite here, but they were upset for Iron Mike Tyson. So Crawford's good work largely in round 4 was done early. Canelo's late round 5 has arrived.
The hell of a fight so far, contested at the highest possible level. Not a war, but a high-level chess match where punches are being thrown with bad intentions.
I believe these fighters will get a lot more violent as it progresses. These mid and late rounds.
A lot of pundits were expectant that Crawford would fight predominantly out of the southpaw stance. That's exactly what he has done.
He seemed to be more comfortable in his biggest moments in that left-handed stance. At least these last 5 or 6 years, you see him predominantly good right hand from Canelo fighting that left-handed stance almost exclusive.
Canelo does very good boxing in this round from the outside.
Again, Canelo doesn't jab, and he's able to still land punches. Imagine if he did come behind the jab. I think he's learned how to not be a jabber, but have right foot position to get the shot that he wants.
And that means, well, there was a jab, but everything comes hard from Canelo.
Both fighters just missed 2 very dangerous shots.
Crowd trying to get behind the Mexican superstar. You may have seen Skipper Kelp as yet hasn't found a round for Canelo Alvarez 2-4.
Might find this one if it keeps up like this. He's keeping Crawford's hands largely at home by staying busy, head and body.
Good counter jab there from Crawford.
Here it looks like the break that you talked about, Andre, where Canelo's trying to rest. This seems like Crawford's opportunity to steal some of the momentum in this
I
round.
think Crawford believes that Canelo's baiting him, so he doesn't want to take that chance.
Round 5 historically, for whatever it's worth, has not been kind to Canelo Alvarez. Under a minute to go here in the 5th.
Been a pretty good round 5 tonight.
Tonight it has been. Good body shot by Alvarez. Shot gets through. Headshot was blocked by Crawford.
Crawford on his bike there.
Alvarez stalking. Thomas Taylor hasn't had to break up much tonight.
You knew there had to be at least one of those. Yeah. If I'm a bigger man, been in the weight class, I gotta pick you up at least one time.
Does Crawford respond in kind?
Let's go. Listen, everything okay. Everything okay. Listen, we have to win round by round, right? If you don't, please come back to the car. Whenever you have a short distance, you cannot forgive him. You have to complete damage. And just like we did, and come back as soon as you possibly do it. And you have to protect him.
All right. Great. Yeah, he's trying to get underneath you. You see that?
Former heavyweight champ Deontay Wilder with us here in Las Vegas.
Something changed in that 5th round. It went from a fight However he scored the first four exactly, it went from a fight where basically Crawford was outboxing to Canelo to a fight in the fifth round where basically Canelo was overwhelming Crawford's defense with volume. And here Crawford seems to be trying to take the play back.
I don't think Crawford liked that last round. I thought both of these fighters punch a boxer.
Left hand from Crawford. That's the kind of left hand that really hurt Errol Spence on his way in.
Crawford really doesn't want to be moving as much as he does. It's not his forte. He knows he has to do that tonight, but he's trying to take advantage of moments where he can get off and be his normal self, and we just saw that a few seconds ago.
Slick uppercut a moment ago by Crawford and some appreciable swelling around the right eye of Alvarez.
Best punch in the fight so far, I think, was the left hand from Crawford that caught Alvarez coming in and kind of doubled the impact. And you can see the redness around Canelo's right eye.
Crawford started to showboat a little bit, cracking that wry smile.
Even that left hook that Terence Crawford just caught a few seconds ago, that shot has a lot of power on it, and it oftentimes spooks and scares opponents for Canelo, which makes them keep their hands at home and not throw punches. That's not the case with Terence Crawford tonight.
Crawford has not really gone to the body in this fight. It shows the respect he has, I think, for Canelo's power and counterpunching.
He doesn't want to make a mistake and get caught reaching.
Right call by the ref.
Crawford looks to be a lot more comfortable, Max, to your point in this round than he did in the fifth.
He made a statement to start this round because he knew he had to bring Canelo's forward momentum.
He also knows that he's up in this round right now, so he's not taking any unnecessary risk. The burden and the onus is on Canelo to try to close this round out.
Champions for Crawford. Crawford might want to punctuate this round with something else hard before the end to say, hey, there's distance between you and me. Like that.
That came after Alvarez had landed a pretty significant right hand. 30 seconds to go, round 6.
Because we're starting to enter the area of the fight where what happens starts to shed light on what has happened to that point. And Crawford right now is highlighting that he in fact was outboxing Canelo early and it has started to add up.
Crawford looks very comfortable right now.
Round for Crawford.
As big as the fifth was for Canelo, it was at least that big, if not more, for Crawford in the sixth.
Come back. You have to be more active. But he gets me. You have to connect. Whenever you get in that level, get to the body, okay, sir? All right? Get to that body. Let's go.
Canelo had a great big round, and Terence Crawford knew he had to make a stand in this sixth round. That shot got Canelo's attention as Crawford's back was against the ropes. Some good shot from Crawford, and that shot and that exchange allowed him to box the way he wanted to for the remainder of the round.
It wasn't a jab exactly, but it was a similar kind of punch that caught Errol Spence coming in and floored him. Canelo's a much bigger, stronger, and better fighter than Errol Spence.
Timing, though, was perfect on that left hand from both Crawford, and here we are, round 7.
Canelo's landed early in this round. That's the third shot that Canelo's landed. You see Crawford testing the waters, trying to go a little bit deeper. Cannot stand here. Cannot exchange.
He's not backing up from Canelo's power.
Good uppercut by Crawford. Alvarez out of range on the return.
This is a significant statement Crawford is making if he continues this way. Not only is he not backing up from Canelo's power, but he may be doing more damage with his own in these exchanges.
Again, minutes here, round 7.
It's a gamble and a negotiation that Crawford is going to have the whole night. How long do I stay in these quarters? How much can I exchange with Canelo? When do I box? And when do I finally get my respect?
As the great James Toney used to say, you need to bring ass to get ass. And Terrence Crawford is bringing ass tonight.
Skipper Kelp, what are you seeing?
Downloaded the data he's been looking for. He looks very comfortable inside right now.
Crawford got off to a good start. Largely hasn't looked back. Both fighters landing at a 29% clip. Just over the midpoint of this fight. Closing the distance.
He has him where he wants him. Canelo down in the corner. But in that exchange, Crawford got at least as good as he gave, at least as good as he got.